Okay, so this video is about improving conditions worldwide for humanity in your local community and throughout your personal social networks, uh, nationwide and worldwide. So this is going to be a video that's a little different than the videos I've been making recently. So this isn't about nutrition or optimal human performance, but it is definitely about improving things for mankind. So I know there's a lot of dreamers and imaginative, creative people, especially. There's been a growth in entrepreneurial spirit lately, so there's a lot of people that want to improve their local communities and make their dent in the universe. And I think that's a wonderful thing, but I think people are trying to figure out how they can directly take action to improve people's lives. And a lot of people are so hyper-focused on one little piece or focused on the big picture, and sometimes you need both specific and big picture. Also, I think a lot of people are looking for that partner that could help them expand their reach, or they just feel like they're trying to juggle all these different pieces personally. And obviously we all have our own specializations and things that we're good at, and then we have things that we're not so good at. So we definitely have strength in numbers, and groups of people working together toward a unified cause can be a very powerful force. I have a few notes on this subject, but yeah, basically what I'm talking about doing here, what I'm making a video as a call to action for, is basically an open-minded group of people who are intentional about personal growth as well as improving their communities. So basically connecting both people and connecting ideas, because I believe that within every person, within every individual, there's lots of talents and there's also lots of dreams that they have for improving society. And so I think that the missing keys are basically just being hooked up with the right opportunities. And I mean, you can look at this basically two ways. What can you get out of this, and what can you give through this kind of opportunity? So I know that we all need things, but I also know we all have things we can contribute to one another. We all have untapped abilities and resources that we all have, like our own personal knowledge and experiences. Whether that's a skill like web design or writing, or just a mindset like the ability to be imaginative and come up with creative ideas. We each have specific skills and talents, and what I hope to do is help everybody tap into these skills and then improve society, because I think a lot of people are just waiting for a handout, for the government to swoop in and help them out, or for somebody to hire them and make their lives completely better. But like, as much as those things can help, we can help one another a lot better if we create intentional communities that are intentional about making sure that every day we're making those few tweaks and changes in our personal lives that can improve ourselves and basically fulfill our purpose. Some of us are attempting to start businesses, and we want to make sure that we're working towards that purpose, and that we're helping people, so that we aren't feeling stuck, just trying to reinvent the wheel and find a customer base and everything. So I think if we can help connect people, we're going to see better economic conditions, and we're going to find new ways of connecting. Like, you've probably heard of Bitcoin technologies before, where you can trade money basically with less transactional cost, and it can be more convenient in certain ways. So yeah, basically things are becoming decentralized in the economy. You have Uber, you have more contract-based work, and then you have like more entrepreneurial people. Um, More people are starting web-based businesses. So I would say we're seeing a lot of movement towards, decentralization. But at the same time, we're more globally connected. So, every new small business or entrepreneur has to go through that initial phase of obscurity where, basically nobody knows about their business or what they're all about. And what these intentional groups can do is help connect these entrepreneurs and people who want to change the world with those opportunities that they're looking for. I would say my generation, or our generation, is filled with very open-minded, imaginative people, and that we just don't like to feel like we're tied down necessarily to like a specific role, or like we want to feel like if we have an idea that pops into our mind, we can just put that into action as soon as possible, right? So like sometimes a traditional job role doesn't really help us manifest our dreams for improving the community, because it's just, basically doing a robotic job. So I'll just start going through my notes here. Basically, this group should be open-minded firstly, and then have a passionate pursuit of excellence. So one key word is really optimization. That's a word a concept I've had to focus on for the last several years, and I think just basically optimization is that's evolution. That's like every creative force. That's like the natural force of the universe to like evolve things and go towards like a higher level of creativity. So, and then also the next thing I have written down is making our dreams happen. So we all have that dream, and sometimes we just need like, we need other people to like hear our ideas, or like be able to somehow give back to the community. Whether that's the opportunities for people to have like a public talk, or just a group of people in a room with a whiteboard being able to like kind of write out their concepts and their ideas for how we can move forward as a group, and as friends, as business partners. There's a lot of different relationships you can build just from kind of an open-minded group. Everything from just friends and attendees of a group to business partners and customers and everything. So the next one on the list is encouraging personal growth and development. So there's a lot of things we can learn as through co-learning projects where we basically can help mentor one another, and basically not only necessarily learn like a totally new concept, but we can see other people's like viewpoints and their different perspectives of basically the same idea. So you can see like a brand new idea, or you can also see it in like in a new light when you see the way another person thinks about it. So that can help spur creativity and improve our communities. So also, we're a very forward-thinking community, or a very forward-thinking group. So we research like the new emerging technologies, the new emerging businesses, and digital technologies, and we imagine the future as we can create it. And we see problems in society like as they exist, but we also don't just merely complain about it, or complain about the president, or talk politics as if we can't change anything. We actually look at how we can improve things and what we can build. We focus more of our attention on creating a new reality than trying to get rid of an old reality. So that's forward thinking. We're open-minded. So we may have ideas that we really love and we want to see implemented, but we also are humble, and we can slow down a little and listen to other people's perspectives. And we can also hold multiple ideas and mental models in our minds without becoming confused about it and without holding on too strongly with one idea. We may have pet projects, but we pretty much care mostly about at least making forward momentum and progress on something, every day or every week. So if we have to wait patiently to make something happen, we want to at least make sure that we're moving forward in some way all the time. Because there's lots of possible avenues for improvement. And let's say we want to improve public education. If we can make that happen this week, then that's great. Say we want to improve people's health, help people optimize their health and well-being. That's another thing. So we look at like specific things, even more specific than those topics, and then you basically are able to do whatever you can as the opportunities arise to make those positive changes happen. We're problem solving. We use critical thinking skills to look at different possibilities, and we develop our own solutions. So we basically improve our economic conditions and our lifestyles by just looking at the possibilities, just using our imagination, being open-minded about how we can possibly improve our lives. So we use long-term planning strategies to set goals, short-term and long-term goals for ourselves. Another key word I have written down is action. We have kind of a think tank mentality of thinking up ideas and thinking up how we can improve participation in our community, how we can improve awareness and public education and get people to be more educated about current events and everything. But we take action. We don't just write posts on social media. We don't just make videos or blogs. Because this is what I've noticed, I think, is like you might get somebody that reads an article online, and then they are going to make maybe a post about it or make a YouTube video about it, and then what really happens? I mean, they kind of put it into their own words, and then let's say another person watches the content that person created, they might make another post about it or maybe just reshare it only. But like, you see what I mean? Like, but how much action, real changes are being implemented? So is it all just bloggers reblogging each other's ideas and like reposting each other's social media opinions, or are we actually taking action to literally improve people's lives? So this group is meant to actually take action. Another key word is opportunities. We focus on opportunities. That blends in with the concept of action. So we figure out how we can specifically make improvements, how we can actually get to work on creating a better environment for ourselves. Whether that's just on a personal level, how we can improve things in our homes and improve our bodies and our consciousness, outwards between interfamily, intergroup relations, how we can improve our communities, our schools, our institutions, companies, the environment, like the ecosystem, the atmosphere, the water, and then nationwide and worldwide. So we focus from small to big, how we can find opportunities to actually work towards solutions that improve, whether that's using less plastic in packaging of things, or finding ways to reduce marketing costs and actually reach more people with our ideas and market people better. How we can improve whatever you can imagine. Basically, how you can improve it. So connecting people and ideas. I think we're living in a time when we're so connected, and yet we're not connected on a deep level. So a big concept here is to slow down and really resonate with the ideas and let them percolate. Develop a living, organic conversation, so that we meet up with our ideas and meet up with other people, and then let that resonate, and then we reflect on it, talk with other people about it, and then we start developing plans of action to actually put these ideas into practice. So how is it really connection if all you do is repeat what another blogger wrote about, or what you saw on somebody else's social media feed? Real connection is consciousness. In your brain, all the connections. What a conscious person does is they connect and they create, they imagine, they make things happen. They're a mover and shaker, right? So a person that really wants to take action in society and actually be the change that they want to see in the world, they're gonna connect on a deeper level than what we usually see in social media. So I don't think that a group should be too specific, but we also want to be able to spin off into specific groups. It's not bad to be in a specific project-based group, but we also need that group where we can pretty much just mention anything that comes to mind. So that's what manifesting our dreams is all about, to be able to come to the table with any idea you may have, and basically that's evolution. The best, as they say, the best scientific discoveries happened when they were experimenting with things. They didn't really, it was either accidental that they discovered it, or they were experimenting and they didn't really know what the outcome was going to be. That's why it's the unknown factor. You just put all these variables together. You look for opportunities. You look for new information. You have to evolve it. You have to evolve it though. So that's how we're going to be the change we want to see in the world, by actually taking all our social media posts and our passions, our soapboxes and everything, and actually making it our life. You know what I mean? We have to actually make this our lives. We have to connect on that deeper level and connect with those opportunities. That's becoming the change you want to see in the world, and then manifesting it. You have to love. You have to be that passionate about it. You have to be that passionate about helping people and helping yourself, helping your communities. Just sharing posts on social media isn't really becoming the change you want to see in the world. So I think a lot of people really are wishing for, these opportunities to be that change, and they don't know if they gotta wait for some career to swoop down and be there for them, or the government to instate a basic income for everybody, or what they have to wait for. I'm saying we don't have to wait for all these things. We can make these positive changes right now to improve ourselves and our communities, to improve the environment, and every conceivable thing. You can run it through scientific thinking and imaginative thinking, and you can find ways to tweak it and find a better option. So lastly, basically, moving towards goals daily. So if every day you're not actually evolving yourself and making a dent in the universe, in my eyes, that's a wasted day. I think every day there should be some progress made towards multiple goals. Beyond a day job and everything, a lot of people are trying to do entrepreneurial things, and maybe you work in a community, let's say you work in a soup kitchen, or you help out in different charities. That's great and everything. I think a lot of people are looking for more of these kinds of ways to contribute to their local communities. It doesn't even all have to be charity projects. There's nothing wrong with financial financial gains and profitability if you serve like a valuable function for people, then you should be able to make money through that. But yeah, I think a lot of people are looking for ways to change themselves. Slow down and resonate to move faster and be more effective. So things are moving at a fast pace all the time. Since we're globally connected, with tweets, it's just short, fast responses, retweets, all this. Even on YouTube and Facebook and Google Plus, it tends to be pretty fast-paced environment. And what we need to do is kind of slow down and resonate, have some idea of progress moving forward. So, have some kind of connections that we feel like we can kind of call our own connections, rather than just, oh, that's another one of my followers or another one of the people I follow. Kind of make it more purposeful and meaningful. And have actual local connections too. We can have both local and virtual online connections, but they need to be meaningful. They need to be action-oriented. We can have just pie-in-the-sky ideas, but we should also make sure that we are constantly being action-oriented. If you're not action-oriented, you're not really living, you're just imagining. And that's okay to imagine, but living is kind of the name of the game. So, I have a big concept, about living fully. I don't want to become old and then have all these regrets. I don't think you do either. But that's commonly said. I mean, that's the biggest thing people talk about. Like, when people get old and they're ready to die, like, they have all these regrets. So how about while you're young and full of energy and imagination, and you're not jaded yet by the world, and you don't feel like there's all these things that are impossible for us to change, let's in the prime of our lives, let's kindle this sense of possibility and imagination in one another, and connect with these opportunities. Let's not become jaded and feel like we can't change everything. We can change anything we want. Anything we can imagine, we can manifest. So, by slowing down and resonating, kind of going over the topics each day and each week, being action-oriented, we can be sure that we're moving forward at a more effective pace, which is basically moving faster. Because what I feel is really annoying, personally, is when I want to start making things happen, and I feel like I'm waiting around for resources, or I'm trying to find people, I'm trying to find customers or business partners, or trying to get money just so I can print flyers or get my website domain and everything going. It's like these small little barriers. It's like the barrier to entry is so tiny, but if we just had that, just that little boost or that little connection, something that probably we could trade, so, we could somehow work something out between in these groups of people, to basically make sure that everybody's moving forward. It would be great, because you got to realize how connected we all are as human beings. We all depend on the truck drivers and the people that work in the warehouses and the people that work the people that work in government and school teachers. We depend on everybody in all the different industries to keep our civilization running, right? So and it goes even deeper, just our consciousness and what we're sharing and our attitudes and moods. I mean, it affects one another. I mean, it's karma, man. The way we treat each other, it all comes back for us and everything. So we're connected in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? So making sure that we're trying to help one another grow and evolve, that's going to come back to us as karma. So I mean, I feel it's really important, to to have these intentional networks of practice where we're helping to evolve society by helping each individually. You always have to keep going from the small to big to small, and seeing how it interconnects, because you shouldn't ever feel small and meaningless, because everything you do, I mean, it ripples out, and everything that happens at the large scale, it ripples down to the individual. So it's all connected as a larger system. We're globally connected. Our communities are connected, and we just gotta make sure that that we're not like getting slowed down and bogged down for no senseless for just no senseless reason. We can improve our economy in more than one way. Like it's not all about just directly trading money. We can look into Bitcoin technology. We can look into just what we can do for free for one another. Even if it's like a free trial or a free free 1 month, 2 month, 3 month kind of thing, like where it's like you're making sure that somebody has like access for web properties, so they can have a landing page at least for the business that they're starting. You can help with opportunities, connecting an entrepreneur, a small business owner with their startup, connecting with potential customers, and we can connect even outside of financial things for free and benefit one another with ideas and direct encouragement, and basically having this support network is so valuable. Sometimes people are able to get various levels of support from actual biological family. Number one, not everybody has that. Not every family is well off financially. Not every family is psychologically there. I mean, and besides that judgment, I mean, it's just you can always use another mentor, another opinion. I mean, you can always use like a different perspective. You can't expect biological family to be an expert at every topic. So sometimes you need that friend that really understands you. So I think, breaking it down, basically having this group of people that, can be anything from it, like have it be open-ended, so it can be kind of friend level. It can be good friends or just acquaintances, or it can level up to business partnerships. Just having it be kind of everybody knows why we're there, because we want to improve ourselves and improve the world and the communities, but we're also all there for different specific purposes. We all have our individual dreams and ideas. Some people more active than others and so on, but we all know basically why we're there, because we're open-minded and we just want to change things. We just want to improve ourselves. So we're tired of inaction and politics and red tape and all this. We just want to improve things. So it's an intentional community environment type of thing. So that pretty much sums it up. I mean, the purpose is to evolve our opportunities for growing ourselves. So I've already been in talks with a mentor of mine about this, and we want to basically try to start these communities that are kind of cross-pollinating ideas and people from different sectors, cross-pollinating between industries. We want to start this in multiple communities, multiple cities. We're just looking for the right people. We're looking for people that are that open-minded and imaginative. So that's all we need is the buy-in, people that are willing to invest time and their own attention and creativity into making this happen. Nobody's asking for any contribution or club membership fees at this point anyway. So like it's just we're looking for it's basically, this is just me basically, but I do have some people I've been in talks with, but it's basically I'm just looking for a local community. There can also be long distance digital connections, with people worldwide, experts in their fields and everything. But yeah, we're basically looking to evolve ourselves, guys. We're looking to evolve our communities. I want to hear feedback about this. I want to hear what's your comments about this. What do you want to join? I mean, that's basically this isn't like official or anything. It's supposed to be open-minded. Like, it's gonna hopefully. I hope it gets more official. With names and logos and memberships, mobile apps and our own websites and everything, and that would be great. But it's kind of the main point is to connect people and just have this growth mentality, this growth process going, so that people don't get locked up in their apartments or their studios or their coffee shops just trying to figure out how to get from point A to point B. I think a lot of people are in that beginner mindset of how do I launch this? They have beautiful ideas. A lot of people have some beautiful ideas, and they just are trying to make it happen. That's what I believe. I believe we just need those solid connections, and we need people that can kind of just do a minimal amount of work, or give just a minimal amount of whatever it is they can give to help, whether a suggestion or a service or some information, or hook somebody up with a connection with another person, be a connector. There's just these minimal amounts where you're reducing the resistance, because just like in any kind of system, a society or a group of people can have a lot of resistance, or you can just have things smoothly flowing. So you want to actually have a group of people where there's little to no resistance towards moving forward. And that's what we can have if we have the right people, though. Open-minded, imaginative, growth-oriented people. So let me know if you want to be part of improving our world, and let's see what we can make happen.